Here we go. Welcome in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. It is the NFL Championship Round weekend. We have two huge games. We're going to dive into each of them, give you a little breakdown, and then give you some best bets. We may even have a little quarterback debate and all that, but we'll get into all that. Before we go, please hit like and subscribe. We are on the path to 1,000 subscribers. We are on our way there. Appreciate all the support already. And also, look who is back with us again. Mr. Brian. Brian, what's going on, man?
Not much, Steven. Happy to be here again.
Yeah, you probably came back because you wanted to brag about some bets you did. Let me just say what Brian did last week. He went 2-1-1, up 4.5 units. You can brag a little bit. What were your two winners you had last week, huh?
Well, there was the one where you and Ryan laughed at where I said that the Bengals were going to beat the Bills straight up money line. I can't remember. I think it was like plus 3 something. Or I don't remember.
Maybe plus 300 or something like that. 200. Yeah.
And then there was the Boston Scott anytime touchdown, which happened pretty early in the game. And I don't know how many carries he got, but it wasn't very many. So
maybe 2.
I think he got 5.
He is a bona fide giant killer at this point.
It's like the whole team is in on it. Like, okay, We're near the goal line. It's time. Boston Scott, get in there. He has to hurry up, stretch, get warmed up, and get back in the game. It is bizarre, man. Nice hits, though. Those were nice. Me and Ryan, as you already know our record, we did well except for the live betting because the Bills just sucked. But, we got some good games this weekend. We're going to dive right in. Before we do, just a reminder, we are going to go live again on YouTube for the Bengals and Bills game. Or Bengals and Bills, not happening anymore. Bengals and Chiefs game this weekend, and but we are going to give you a bet here on the podcast for that game. So, are we ready, Ryan? How are we doing over there?
Ready to roll. Happy to do this again. Yep.
Let's do it. 3 NFL games left before we have to cry and find other things to do on Sundays. It's brutal. Here we go.
Betting on flag football and Madden at the Pro Bowl.
I would if I could, yeah. There might be some good ping pong matches also coming up soon.
Yeah, I think it's pickleball.
We may or may not have dabbled in some ping pong betting in another country one time in a big parlay.
We have.
That's right. All right, first game, 49ers at Eagles. Eagles are favored by 2.5, over-under of 46.5. Because I know you guys are all looking forward to it. It's going to be 50 degrees, no rain. It's going to be beautiful weather in Philadelphia for January. Niners are coming off a 19-12 ugly, low-scoring win against the Cowboys, and the Eagles are coming off an absolute beatdown of the Giants. Real quick, since you did make fun of us earlier, can we talk about how you guys thought the Giants had a chance last weekend against this Eagles team? Brian, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Chance?
Yeah, the Giants. You thought the Giants had a chance last weekend against the Eagles.
No, they had a chance.
Yeah, okay. Until the game started, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why you play the game.
Danny Nichols did not perform. That's for sure. Anyways, this game, guys, these are two of the best. I mean, this will be the best defense Eagles faced all year, and this will be the best defense the Niners have faced all year. It's kind of one of those things where I don't know if the strength of offense or strength of defense comes through. But Ryan, how do you think about that? What do you think about this game and what's going to happen?
This game can go a lot of directions. They're so evenly matched in everything. Like they can have a great game offensively. Both teams can. Both teams can have a great game defensively. It's just, I think it comes down to the quarterbacks. It really does. It's Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts. And Hurts just has the experience. It's not a whole bunch more experience, but it's not Mr. Irrelevant. So I think it comes down to that. And Hurts looks like he's healthy. I mean, he played well against the Giants, and that's what I was hoping to see. Not obviously for my bet last week, but he's back. And this is what you want to see when you're watching playoff football is healthy quarterbacks putting up some points. Yes, I like defense, but sometimes it just gets boring to watch. The Niners and the Cowboys last week was a boring game to watch. Like it was just like dragging on. So excited to see that Hurts is back. He's electric in the backfield. He can run. He can pass. It's great defense. So great offense against great defense. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you're correct. Remember we talked last week about, and I was making fun of the Giants because they're overrated because they beat a Vikings defense. I think the Eagles are being a little overrated here. They look good, yes, but we still have to remember it was the Giants who I talked about, who had 3 wins against terrible teams. I'm not saying the Eagles are bad here, and this game could go down to the wire, but I just don't. I think the Eagles are a little overrated, and I like to get in these spots where maybe one team plays a little ugly the week before and the other team dominates, because I think it's a gift, to be honest with you, that the Niners are getting almost a field goal in this game when they have. When's the last time the Niners lost? Do we remember? Because I don't. It's been a
13,
long
13 weeks ago.
13 weeks ago, yeah. The Eagles have a top pass defense. If they're vulnerable anywhere, it's their run defense, and obviously we know the Niners can run. I don't see Purdy having a good game at all, to be honest with you. But Brian, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, this is where the pumpkin or the slipper falls, and the horses turn back to mice, and the carriage turns back to a pumpkin, and this is the end for Brock Purdy and this little fairy tale run that he's been on, and no quarterback has ever won a conference championship game, so he'll be the 6th. And
no rookie quarterback has.
No rookie quarterback has ever won a conference championship game, and I don't see Brock Purdy breaking that trend.
But he has the roster around him to do it if someone were to do it.
I would say that all of the teams that have started a rookie quarterback in a conference championship game have had the rosters around them. I mean, these aren't slouchy teams, so it's this isn't the first time that Hurts and Purdy have played each other, if you recall.
Do you know that I already knew you were going to bring it up? You know why? It's college football.
Do you remember that game?
I don't remember the game. Could you fill me in? I was talking with Ryan beforehand, and we looked it up, and someone won by 1 point. Fill me in on how that match.
Yeah, Oklahoma was a huge favorite, and I think they combined for like 11 touchdowns. And if I remember correctly, Purdy, they were down by 2. They scored a touchdown with maybe very little time left, went for 2, and he missed his receiver. And that's how Oklahoma won that game. So
wow,
Hurts 1, Purdy 0.
Wow. Okay, good to know. Thank you for that college football fill-in. And if you need any college football advice, Brian's your guy because he knows college football more than most human beings on earth. To be honest with you. So you're saying Hurts just owns him, obviously.
Dominating.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. I don't see much scoring in this game. Am I wrong? Like, I just don't see it.
It's most likely to go that way, but who knows? I mean, these offenses, both offenses, Niners offense and Eagles offense, can get rolling. They can get hot. I don't imagine that happening, but I wouldn't bet that way. Like, you don't know. You don't know on that one.
Yeah. No, you're right. These defenses could dominate, but they also have the offensive firepower on both sides to play well. These teams give up a combined 36.5 points a game, and the over-under is at 46.5. Just saying. I know these offenses can roll. What's really going to be interesting is that these two teams are known for what they can do in the trenches, offensive line, defensive lines. And we've talked about it before, Ryan. Like, these two teams are kind of similar in a way.
Very much.
So I'm really curious to see like which line dominates the other line. We were surprised, even though Brian said he called the Bengals money line last week and all this crap. There's no way in hell he thought the Bengals were actually going to dominate the line of scrimmage like they did. And so, I'm curious to see. I think whoever wins that could win this game because who can make it easier. But the pressure is on Jalen Hurts a lot more than Brock Purdy. And we talk about Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy having no experience at all. Jalen Hurts doesn't have any experience in this game either, just so we're clear. I know he's more experienced in being in the NFL longer, but he does not have a lot of experience. And I think there's going to be more pressure on him in this game because the Niners stop the run better than anybody else. Brock Purdy, he's playing the number 1 pass defense. There is a lot of pressure there, but I think they're going to be able to run the ball. And so I just think it goes on Hurts. It's in Philly. I don't know. Purdy's playing with house money right now.
I don't know if you're
See,
playing with house money. That's tough. I mean, you've been on such a roll. You got such a great roster, great head coach. I don't think you're playing with house money. The pressure's on for both quarterbacks, I believe. Brian, what do you think?
I would not say that Jalen Hurts does not have experience in a game like this. He played for Alabama. He played in the largest SEC championship games, the national championship games. So he is much more used to the limelight like this than Brock Purdy at Iowa State. So bringing it back to college. So if you're looking for an edge there, Jalen Hurts much more used to the limelight than Brock Purdy.
Do you think, no, you're right. Do you think that matters that much as opposed to NFL to go to the Super Bowl against the number one defense on planet Earth? Do you think that that championship game type of experience is huge?
Yeah, I do. And
Okay.
you're at home. I mean, that.
Yeah.
Man, you're in
Yeah.
Philly.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was going to say your home is Philly fans, but yeah, it's a little different. But yeah, we're going to give out best bets for this at the end. But I think we're all kind of on the same page that this, this is a tough game to predict exactly how it's going to go. Eagles minus 2.5 is pretty much saying these are two even teams. That's just the home advantage right there. So, yeah, you guys got anything else to add for this game or any matchups to look out for or anything like that?
The last 5 Eagles playoff games has hit the under. So if you are looking to lean somewhere, and like we've sort of already pointed that we think this might be a low scoring game, but then we've also pointed out it could not also be a low scoring game. So
yes. Yeah, I hope, and if you're listening to this, I really hope we've helped you because we can't give out any better info than this. Like, guys, this could be a high scoring game or it could be a low scoring game. We just aren't sure. No, that's interesting. Last 5 playoff games under though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to point out though, interesting fact. I want to say every team, I think in the last maybe 10 years or 15 years that have beat the Niners have gone on to win the Super Bowl in a playoff game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know that the team that played the Niners the week before, what was their record? It was like 0-13 the next week because they got beat up by the Niners. It was kind of like what happened with the Seahawks when we were really good. The teams always lost that next week.
Yeah.
It doesn't really help in this case.
It doesn't help the playoffs.
No, thank you.
You pointed that out to me after in the wild card round. I'm like, that does no good right now for me. Thanks, appreciate it.
I'm just letting you know. So what I'm saying is the Cowboys are going to struggle this week. Okay, jeez, get your stuff together. All right, so we'll talk some best bets at the end. So let's get into the second game. Bengals at Chiefs. We are going live for this one, watching Joe Burrow and the Bengals again. It is a high of 24 degrees, gentlemen. 24 degrees. That is pretty freaking cold, but the Bengals just played in the snow last weekend, so it's not really that big of a deal. I don't think I've rolled my ankle enough to know that when it hurts, 24 degrees isn't helpful. I do know that. But as we all know, Joe Burrow, 3-0 against Mahomes. Burrow and the Bengals, I mean, they are the Chiefs' daddy. There's just no other way to put it. They are their daddy. They own them. But this comes down to the ankle of Mahomes. Brian, what do we think about this game?
I mean, again, I'm sort of I've been on the Bengals hype train for a while. However, there is this, it's pretty rare that the loser of the Super Bowl the year before is in the position to make it again. In fact, I don't even think they get this far typically. And so if you're looking at history would tell you that the Chiefs would probably win because it's tough to get to back-to-back Super Bowls, especially after you lost the first one. But the Bengals just to me look like a machine right now. And even with their offensive line that's hurt, again, I said it last week, it just doesn't seem to faze Burrow. I mean, he just finds a way. And with that, to me, that if this was perfectly healthy Mahomes and perfectly healthy Burrow, this game could be a toss-up, but I just don't see the Chiefs being able to pull this one out at this point.
Wow. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought the same thing too. That's why I kept betting against the Bengals because in the back of my head, it had this voice like, hey, they lost the Super Bowl last year. There's no way they can keep and they kept going with it. It's wild. But yeah, I will say that Patrick Mahomes has been healthy, though, like you mentioned, the other 3 games when he lost to Burrow. Just saying. Ryan, what do you think about this game?
Disappointed that Patrick Mahomes is hurt. Wanted to see these 2 great teams go at it with both teams healthy, but it's NFL. That's never going to happen very often. Even week 1, week 2, you're not going to get that way. So playoffs, championship game, yes, some people are going to be nicked up. I think the offensive line for the Bengals is going to be a struggle. I know I was saying that last week against the Bills, but the Chiefs' defensive line is for real. They get after the quarterback. They're like second in sacks this year. They're playing much better defensively than I think a lot of people give them credit. They're not great defensively, not at all, but they play good enough defense when you have the offense the Chiefs have. Plus, the Chiefs' running attack has kind of figured it out. Bengals are decent at stopping it, but when you're trying to stop the pass and Patrick Mahomes hopefully throws the way he's supposed to, I think they're going to be able to run the ball pretty good with Pacheco. Or is that how you say his name? Is it Pacheco? Yeah.
Pacheco, I don't know.
He's fast and strong and can take off, so I'm liking that.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or not, but this Bengals coaching staff, can we give them some credit? Holy crap. They're doing a hell of a job. I forgot the defensive coordinator name, but he needs to be maybe a head coach or a possibility because he has done some amazing things. Listen to this. In the last 2 playoff games that they just played this year, they gave up 12 second half points. You know what that tells me? They are literally making the right adjustments at halftime. Even when they were up by a lot on the Bills at halftime, you're thinking, okay, the Bills are going to come back, right? I did it live on YouTube. I made a Bills live bet. Like, they will come back. There's no way they don't. And they shut them down. In the 3 games, this is huge, guys. We may not have given you great advice in the first game, but here's a big stat for you. In the second half of these 3 games, the 3 games that the Bengals have played the Chiefs, the Bengals have outscored the Chiefs 47-20. What that means is if you look to live bet at halftime, I would look at the Bengals side because they make adjustments and they dominate the Chiefs in the second half. So as long as the Bengals are right there at halftime, it's going to be looking pretty for them. So that's just a stat I wanted to give out. Other than that, I just think there's something mental right now. I don't know. They're thinking about Burrow and the Bengals beating them 3 times. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too into it, but I don't think the Chiefs can keep up.
I don't think Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes think that way at all. I really don't. I think that they believe that they can beat this team, even though that they've lost to them 3 times. I don't see that from an Andy Reid-led team and Mahomes and Kelce. No, don't see it.
There's so many people I like in this game, by the way. I love Mahomes. I'm starting to be a huge fan of Burrow. Andy Reid's freaking awesome. There's just some good, talented coaches and players in this game. I have to talk about one thing. So obviously the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady's of the world are all pretty much out of the NFL. And these are the next its, right? These are the next big quarterbacks: Burrow, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. And I just want to talk about these 3 real quick because I heard this comparison and I think it's kind of funny. I mean, not funny, but it seems kind of accurate. Mahomes and Burrow are kind of like the Peyton Manning and Tom Brady now, this generation. And Josh Allen may be more like Phillip Rivers. Am I wrong on this? I'm not saying they're the exact same player. Brian, am I thinking right? I mean, I don't think Josh Allen, I've seen too much inconsistency from him to think that he's even near these 2 guys, to be honest with you. Yeah,
he's more of a Dante Culpepper probably than a Phillip Rivers. Yeah, I think we talked about it last week. The warts on Josh Allen are glaring. And speaking of glaring, I mean, you saw the way that Diggs looked at him on the sideline and followed it up with tweets all week. So but yeah, no, I totally agree that this could be the Burrow-Mahomes matchup. It does sort of remind me of Brady and Peyton, like a lot of similarities. I don't have a stat in front of me, but I'm also assuming that Brady probably dominated Peyton throughout the years as well. Similar to the way that Burrow is going to probably dominate Mahomes. Yep.
No, I agree with you. Dante Culpepper, that's a good one.
Yeah.
He was a bruiser of a running quarterback, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he started off a little slow, had about 2 or 3 great years. We were even picking him in fantasy leagues pretty high, and then got the started turning the ball over and had a wide receiver scream at him, and and it was over.
So many similarities.
Wow.
I don't even know. I don't know if I think Diggs has a contract still for a while, but yeah, he is not happy.
No, he reminded me of the entire Denver receiving core.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, who's the quarterback?
We don't know that guy's name.
That was Team 3. Jake Keats in the gang.
Way to include him again. Good. That's impressive.
I know you had some streak going, so
we do, and I don't know if I would have got him in today. So you saved it. I appreciate that. Ryan, what do you think? Are we kind of overlooking or kind of underestimating Josh Allen? I guess because last year in that AFC title game against the Chiefs, when they gave up that 14-second touchdown to lose, Allen played really well. I mean, they didn't lose because of him. He's had some big games, but what do you think?
I don't know. I think I'd have to disagree some, not Phillip Rivers. I would say more like probably a Brett Favre. Somebody that plays with passion, gunslinger type of mentality. And as long as he can get hot, he won one. I can see Josh Allen winning one. He's still young.
Brian. He knows more. Brian, how many Super Bowls did Favre go to? Or did he go to a ton of championship games, do you know?
No, he won once. He won one he went to back-to-back Super Bowls. Won, and then got hooked up on Percocet, and then ultimately ended up stealing welfare money from the poor people of Mississippi.
Can't disagree at all with any of that.
Okay, well, so that's the path Josh Allen is heading towards. Right?
And don't forget, Brett Favre was the first ever dick pic.
Yes, I was waiting for that.
Got that in there too.
I actually thought you were going to say that.
Going down the tubes is basically what we're saying.
Okay,
but
I wasn't going there. I was talking about on the field.
Back to my original question, though. I know he went to 2 Super Bowls. Did he make a lot of AFC title or NFC title games? Do you know, or was he not really that? Was he known for losing a lot in the playoffs?
Well, we definitely have seen the one where he was with the Vikings and threw the most perfect interception ever to the Saints. So I think that was his last one. So I think he must have been in 3.
Yeah. Okay. No, that was huge. I think it was like midfield too. They were close to a field goal or something, and that was big. Thank you for that, Josh Allen. In comparison to Brett Favre. Yeah. So I think it's Mahomes and Burrow. I mean, I think they're running away with it. Those are the cream of the crop. It's going to be fun to watch this all the time. These are 2 guys that are not afraid of the spotlight. They don't care at all. I don't even know if Burrow knows he's in the NFL. Like, he's just like, he walks around and acts as if he's just like playing football with his buddies. It's cool to see, that's for sure. But we'll get into best bets on this in just a second. You guys have anything else to add in this game?
Burrow, when playing in the cold, he's like 8-0 or 6-0 anytime it's like under 40 degrees. So that's an interesting stat.
Wow, Ryan, you've come a long ways in those kind of stats. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian, you got anything or any matchups that are interesting or any fun storylines like Brett Favre?
Well, I believe I actually have a stat, and the editing team might have to check this out, but I do believe that in the 3 losses that the Chiefs had to the Bengals, they did rush for over 100 yards in each game. So that could be there.
That's true. I think, and you were telling me pre-video, P. Ryan, right? When he filled in for Mixon and had over 100 rushing yards against the Chiefs, even, right? Yep. So I'd look at some rush yard totals too, and I think the Chiefs struggle overall against the running back out of the backfield, even catching the ball too. So I see a good game out of P. Ryan and Mixon in this game, but I mean, Mahomes, literally, we're talking about his ankle. He could take one hit or turn on it wrong, and we could be Chad Henne versus Joe Burrow for the rest of the game. So, I don't see how the Chiefs keep up, but that's where we're at. It's best bets time, and we're gonna be really honest with you. These 2 games are tough as hell to bet. We dug deep and we tried, but we're gonna give out more player props in that video I release every Friday or Saturday. So you won't get many player props here, but let's get into it. Ryan, start us out. What are your 2 bets?
Yep, I'm going to go first with the Chiefs money line at -105. Talking about the game, Mahomes, I think his ankle's better. Obviously, it still hurts, but he's been able to play through injuries before. Again, in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, it was his toe. He had a whole special shoe thing like that, and they didn't lose the Super Bowl because Mahomes was bad. He tried to carry the team on a bad foot, so I can see him playing all right with a bad ankle, and all that.
Did they lose? Did they lose on that bad toe? Okay, so what's your fight
Yes,
here?
it wasn't Mahomes' fault. So that was mine. Also,
Okay.
like I was saying, the Chiefs' defensive line getting after Burrow, I can see that happening as well. The Bengals aren't really good at sacking the quarterback, so Mahomes should have some decent time to get rid of the ball. Travis Kelce has been rolling lately, and I think that they just got to find a way to start beating the Bengals, and this is the week. I'm going more gut than anything, I think. And at a money line at -105 for a Chiefs team, I gotta do it. I gotta take it.
Okay, you got any other best bets?
Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing two in a row. Yeah, I'm going the Eagles -2.5 at -115. Comes down to Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts, and Hurts, like Brian was saying, he's had more time, whether it be college and NFL, things like that, just more limelight, and he gets the win that way. I can see this being a high scoring thing, and the Eagles defensive line, Brock Purdy being under pressure, maybe an interception or two type of situation, and putting them behind the Eagles early, and that hurting them. So I'm going the Eagles -2.5 at -115.
Don't you ever talk about Purdy like that. He's going to be just fine.
The
Okay?
Eagles pass rush is dominant.
I agree.
Absolutely
No, I
dominant.
agree with you. You said that you think Mahomes' ankle is fine. Is that inside information, or is that based on the press conference?
Fine.
Very close-up view of his ankle walking off the stage.
I think we all watched that. I think it's good enough for him to play the stuff he can do just with his arm. I think it's progressing in the right direction. These medical teams are good. He's probably waking up middle of the night doing his rehabs and things like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just rolled my ankle, as you know, and I recovered pretty quick, and I didn't have a medical team, too. I just wanted to point that out. But does anybody remember the movie Varsity Blues?
Of course.
Isn't that the movie where they're like shooting up injured players in the locker room, right? The coaches?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing. I don't know what they gave them. What was that in the movie again? It was something bad for them, right? But they just did it to play the rest of the game or something. That's
steroids.
Steroids. Okay, well there you go. Yeah.
I think they're gonna, and then you think Mahomes is gonna, and then or Travis Kelce is gonna see Mahomes on the table, and then tell Andy Reid, "We are not playing for you anymore.
We are walking out."
Brittany Mahomes with a whipped cream brawn and
Patrick Mahomes' brother's in there somewhere. I don't know where, but he's
oh man, yeah.
I don't know who Billy Bob is in this case, but that's a great movie, by the way. Yeah. That is good. Now back on track. Brian, give me your best bets.
I mean, it's been
super confident start.
It's been so long since the Chiefs have beat the Bengals. In fact, you might ask, what was happening the last time? Since the Chiefs have beat the Bengals the last time, J-Lo was actually engaged to A-Rod. Now she's married to Ben Affleck. Since that time, we were wiping our butts with leaves because we couldn't find toilet paper. We didn't even know what a Zoom was. Lil Nas X resurrected the career of Billy Ray Cyrus since the last time this happened.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
It's been since the last time the Chiefs have beat the Bengals, there has been not one, not two, not three instances of classified documents being found at former politicians' homes. Like, it's been that long. Give me the Bengals -1. Cincinnati's going to the Super Bowl. And just like Rihanna would say, bitch better have my money.
Wow. What were gas prices, too, the last time the Chiefs beat the Bengals? That was way cheaper, right?
Well, every car took gas since then. Now there's actual electric cars.
True. Wow. That's how you say a bet. Okay, Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. Any other bets you got?
I got one more. Okay. I am so tired of Kyle Shanahan this, Kyle Shanahan that. Brock Purdy they're winning because of him and not despite him. To me, are we allowed to get a little political on this podcast?
Not too political, but go for it.
Brock Purdy is sort of like George Santos, the new senator from New York. Santos has a different identity. He's been known as Anthony DeVolder. This week on a podcast, Brock Purdy says his identity is Jesus Christ.
He said that?
He said that. Said his identity is Jesus Christ. Santos said he was Jewish. The analysts say that Purdy is good. Then Santos had to come out and say he was Jewish. Purdy is good-ish. But the same way, but the same way that Santos was elected with a fraudulent resume, Purdy was fraudulently elected as one of the finalists for Offensive Rookie of the Year with 7 games.
That's true. That was a little much. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Wow. So Santos his dream season is over. Is what you're saying. It's absolutely over. Eagles minus 2.5 is your bet. Wow.
Done. Fraud. Wow. It's Mr. Irrelevant comes to be.
Do you think he sucks, or do you think he's just being overrated?
I think he's probably he's probably a 6th rounder and maybe not a 7th rounder, but I really don't think we're not gonna be sitting here in a year talking about Brock Purdy versus Trevor Lawrence, I don't even think he's gonna.
No, that's good that you brought that up. What next year, real quick? Is it Trey Lance or is it Brock Purdy? It's Trey Lance. Okay, and Trey Lance sucks, just so you know. Also, he's not any good.
This report that Brock Purdy is going to be the starter out of camp next year, that's ridiculous.
And if he throws up a dud and they score 10 points or something, yeah.
He try. I mean, if you watch him, he tries to throw interceptions. And the defense just drops them. I mean, that game last week the Cowboys could have picked him off 3 different times.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets so lucky. And I just think that they're going to lose because of him this time.
So you think it doesn't matter? They got the number 1 defense, better running game, or not even a better running game, but a great running game. You just think he's going to make mistakes, and that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, I just can't see it. And I mean, not to mention historically, like I mentioned before, there's just been no rookie starter that's ever won a championship game.
Yeah, and not many teams like the Bengals that have gone to the Super Bowl after losing either. Just so you know.
But he couldn't have picked a worse spot to do this in Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie. Well, thanks for talking me out of my bet. I'm about to. We're gonna find out. Here's my bets. So his bets are the 2 favorites against the spread. First bet, this is probably my favorite one of the weekend, under 46.5 in this Niners-Eagles game. Let's say Brock Purdy struggles, and he should, because the Eagles are the number 1 pass defense in this league. And the Niners are the number 1 defense. I don't see a lot of points. It's going to be like the Cowboys game, 19-12. I know the Eagles' offense is a little bit better than the Cowboys, but I just don't see this game getting anywhere near 46.5. I thought the total would be like low 40s with these 2 elite defenses. So I love that bet. And also, second bet, even though Brian just said Purdy's the worst player to ever step on the field, 49ers money line, plus 125. I think they get it done. I think they have the better coach. I think they have the better defense. And like Brian said, it's going to come down. If Brock Purdy has 0 turnovers, let's just say this, Brian, Brock Purdy has 0 turnovers at the end of the game. Do they win?
No.
Okay. So it doesn't even matter to you. They just are not going to win. Okay. So my analysis is if Brock Purdy cannot turn the ball over, they have a very good chance to win this game. I'm not taking the points. I want the money line plus 5. And my third and final bet, I'm going to be live, and I can't look like an idiot twice in a row live with the Bengals. Bengals money line plus 125. The Chiefs call them their daddy, and after this game, they're going to call them their big daddy because the Bengals are going 4-0 against these Chiefs. It's happening. Mahomes' ankle, it's not working. The better defense is the Bengals. The healthier and better quarterback right now is the Bengals. I love the adjustments they make at halftime. Give me the Bengals all day long, and that hurts because I love me some Mahomes, but Bengals are going to the Super Bowl against the Niners. That's what's happening. And I think we've had a Bengals-Niners Super Bowl. Am I correct?
Yes, we have.
I was going to say,
was that Chris Collinsworth?
Yes.
Yep, that wasn't that the Dwight Clark catch?
Oh, was that the one? Okay, that might have been.
Am I thinking of it wrong?
Or is that the Cowboys?
Can you get your crack staff to?
Yeah, no, yeah. My minions are working on it right now, and yeah, we'll get back to you on that. I think, yeah, it could be. I could be wrong. Ryan, do you remember?
I don't remember.
Well, I know.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Brian, look that up.
I got to look that up before you go off the air here.
Yeah, no, I think so. But the Bengals and Niners, by the way, any matchup between these four teams is going to be awesome. Whether it's, Niners or Eagles versus the Bengals or Chiefs, it's going to be freaking awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. While Brian pulls that up to see what the history between the Bengals, you find it? There
has been a Super Bowl between the Bengals and the Niners. I'm sorry, yeah, but it was not that game. The Niners won 26-21.
Okay.
Joe Montana versus Boomer.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yep. In the back of the end zone against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I thought it was Cowboys. The Dwight Clark catch, yeah. So that was Boomer and Collinsworth?
Yep.
Was Collinsworth that good, by the way? I don't remember at all.
He had this cool, slide move.
No, not in the booth.
Yeah, he even did it while he was a wide receiver. No, he was pretty good.
Okay. How were the Bengals so good then? Was that defense?
Icky Woods.
No. Oh, yeah. Icky
Shuffle. Can you bust out the Iggy Shuffle? You got that down?
Sorry.
Darn it.
Yeah, that was the only time Boomer went to the Super Bowl, I think, right? I could be wrong.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that might be one more time than Josh Allen. So, anyways, those are our best bets. Ryan, pull up that bets recap page. There we are. I was the only one man enough to give more than 2 bets this weekend. If you can't tell, we're kind of all over the place. Me and Brian are on the same page with the Bengals. And then Ryan and Brian are on the same page in the Eagles game. And then I got that under in the Niners-Eagles game as my best bet of the week. We need a winning week. We're going to give out some player props later this week. And then we're going to go live. That's going to be a lot of fun on Sunday. We need that winning record. We need a winning weekend again. Unfortunately, we couldn't use Brian's plus 4.5 units that he won last week. Technically, not a part of the podcast, I guess, but I really wanted to because I would have really done this. But yeah, that's where we're at. We appreciate everyone for the support. Getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Appreciate everybody. Our goal is to move to YouTube to do daily morning NBA best bets and preview videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hoping to do that here in the next few weeks. So you see us there. Still going to do the quick TikTok videos and all that, but moving to YouTube a little more permanently for NBA as NFL winds down. So thanks a lot, Brian. Appreciate you joining us, man. That was a lot of fun. Got some good quotes there that, we're going to have. We got some good stuff there. Really good analysis of the game as well as comparisons. J-Lo, Ben Affleck, Brett Favre. We brought it all in today. So appreciate it, man.
Hey, congrats on the 1,000 subscribers. That's pretty fast.
Oh, we're not there yet. We're on. Yeah. We're trying to get there, but thank you.
Don't turn into a Dante Culpepper podcast now and fizzle out. So you got to keep this thing going.
Well, I mean, yeah, a nude politician or dick pics. Is that what you said? Yeah, those are the two. Yeah,
that's gonna get you there.
Yeah, that would be Brian's podcast name, by the way. If he had his own podcast, that's what it would be right there. Anyways, yeah, thanks a lot for joining, man. That was fun. And for all you guys, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.